One more.
No, that's perfect. I love that.
This is our descent into madness. Please enjoy. All right. How's it going, buddy?
It'd be a lot better if my computer weren't fucked up.
Yeah, before we started, you said you'll get your computer back. What does that mean? Like, are you not on your computer right now?
Well, I'm on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
My desktop is at Geek Squad.
Okay. What'd you do? Did you get too much cum in the keyboard?
Yeah, that was it. I told him straight up at Geek Squad. I was like, hey, I just shoot load after load into this keyboard, and like now my whole desktop's unresponsive.
My motherboard looks like after a Spider-Man fight, after he's been swinging through the city.
My motherboard's about to literally be a mother, so...
Oh, no! Oh, I spilled water on myself like a baby.
No, but I tried to update my graphics card, and my computer wouldn't turn on. So I was like, okay, it's a more powerful graphics card than the one I was using.
Did you try buying it flowers first?
No. So I was like, okay, I'll upgrade the power supply, because that's probably it. It's probably just using more power than the other one.
Yeah.
Bought a new power supply. It still won't turn on.
Mm-hmm.
So I double-checked all the connections. I made everything that needed to be plugged in was plugged in. All the connections feel solid. So there's a short somewhere, and I'm not smart enough to figure out where. So I dropped it off with Geek Squad, and...
Okay. They had to send it off.
I don't know yet. As far as I know, they haven't even looked at it yet.
That happened. It happened to a MacBook of mine. I brought it to Geek Squad, and it turns out all Geek Squad will try is like Control-Alt-Delete type shit. They'll make sure everything's screwed in. They'll, do like real basic, like they'll try and hard reset it and like clear the RAM and all that. But past that, they're like, and they ship it off. And because my MacBook, I forget what the problem was, but they ultimately had to send it off before it came back to me. It's like, really? You guys couldn't help me out at all?
Well, it may be different with Apple products, because I know Apple is really, really picky about who you go to get it repaired and all that.
That's true. I would have figured maybe they were an approved vendor or something. I don't know.
You would think, but who knows? But anyway, so they're working on that. One of the Geek Squad guys agreed with me that it was probably a short somewhere. But he also said that I may need to replace my motherboard.
Oh, but you just got it, right?
Well, kind of. It's a few years old. It's a hand-me-down from one of my coworkers.
Okay.
But I spent a couple hundred on the graphics card. I spent another, not quite well, it might have been 200 with shipping on the power supply. And I'm going to be really upset if I have to spend another couple hundred on a new motherboard. And then I have to make sure it's a motherboard that's going to fit in my case. I have to make sure that it's going to work with my chipset.
Sounds like a pain in the dick.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's a simple, like, oh, this cable wasn't plugged all the way in. I really hope I was just an idiot that didn't plug a cable all the way in. But we'll see.
Yesterday I went to a funeral with my fiance, and her dad's side of the family makes me laugh so goddamn hard. They are ridiculous. They're from a place called Orange, Texas. You know where that is?
No, but I've heard of it.
It's basically Louisiana. It's
cool.
Between Beaumont and the Louisiana border, and it's much closer to Louisiana border. I'm willing to bet that like I could have thrown a baseball to Louisiana.
Sweet.
So we went there and kind of like meeting this side of the family for the first time. I've met her dad before, but everyone else, first time. And her uncles and aunts, and she's got quite a few of them, keep introducing themselves to me as, hi, I'm her favorite uncle, or I'm her favorite aunt. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that a lot today. And I've decided which ones were my favorite. So one of them came up to me, and like, we're sitting in the funeral home. Dead great-grandpa is 10 feet away. And we're sitting there, and she's talking about her kids. She's like, so what do you do? I said, I'm a computer programmer. She's like, oh, yeah, I think, my son is going to do stuff like that, which I've heard 1,000 times. But she goes, because, he's real quiet, doesn't talk to a lot of people, seems to be real into technology. I'm like, are you calling your son autistic? And
he's what they call indoorsy.
Yeah.
So he must do something with computers.
Dude, but here's what fucking hit me. So, and she goes, yeah, but, I don't have high hopes for my daughter. She'll be a stripper, for sure. And I was like, what? And she's like, oh, yeah, she'll definitely be a stripper of some kind. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Of some kind?
Yeah.
How many different kinds are
I
there?
fucking know. And I went, well, at least it's all digital now. She could start an OnlyFans. She's like, right? Just who needs dirty singles when you can Cash App someone $100? Oh,
Evidently,
dude.
you can make pretty good money as a stripper. Well, I don't know about you personally, but I just mean like in general.
I can tell you, no one's paying for this fat ass to dance for him. I can guarantee that. But yeah, I mean, OnlyFans seems to be the way to go. This online thing that they're all doing. I don't get it because I would never pay for porn.
No, no,
it's free. Porn is free.
There is so much free porn on the internet. You could spend several lifetimes trying to watch all of it, and you still wouldn't be able to. There's so goddamn much.
And I've heard the argument where it's like, well, no, it's like specialized stuff, and like they put the teases on Instagram, and then the good stuff's on OnlyFans. It's like there are people getting their ass blown out for free online.
I don't care. There's
like,
there's no one I want to see naked bad enough to actually pay for it.
And then even if every professional like porn star switch to OnlyFans only, there are lots of people who will film themselves fuck and put it online.
Yes.
And it's with 8 billion people on this planet, there's going to be a lot of people fucking on the internet. I do not understand paying for premium subscriptions. I don't understand OnlyFans. Not to knock it. I fully endorse making money. Like if you're a hot 20-year-old and you don't have like an OnlyFans or
even if you're an ugly 50-year-old, that's a market too.
If you aren't doing something to capitalize on the fact that people want to bang you so fucking hard, then like you're leaving money on the table. I fully endorse doing all that shit.
Yeah, I would never pay for porn. That being said,
a lot of people will.
Sex workers deserve to be paid well.
Yeah, for sure.
They provide. Jesus Christ.
It is a necessary service.
They provide a service that people are willing to pay for. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah. But yeah. So it was a cool funeral.
If you pay a sex worker, do you have to tip? Like, is that
with
part
the tip?
Ha! Got him.
No,
but I mean, like, you go out to eat, you tip your waitress 20%. She's not doing half the stuff that a sex worker will do for you.
That's true, but
and then if you do tip, is it like the same percentage? Do you still tip 20?
You're like, the blowjob was a little teethy, so you only get 5%.
It was a little toothy, so you know what? You're only getting 15.
I don't know. I've never gotten a prostitute. Dude, I was watching Fighter and the Kid, and Josh Wolf is so fucking funny. He is so funny. He was talking about how up until like a certain point in his life, he had only dated like Asian girls, just kind of coincidentally. That's just, it was his type, and they kept, coming to him. And
gross.
He mentioned like the first time he went to Vegas that like escorts were passing out flyers, call a hooker, call him to your room. And his brother was like, you've never had a hooker before? You got to get a hooker. And so in the room, like they waited too long and they called up and he was like, I've never done this before. What do I do? She's like, what do you want? And he goes, what do you got? And the madam said, we have a petite Asian and a giant Puerto Rican. And Brendan Schaub goes, petite Asian all the way. And Brendan Schaub goes, Josh Wolf goes, I've had petite Asian. I've never had a giant Puerto Rican. And Brendan Schaub goes, you don't want a giant Puerto Rican.
You don't know me.
And he tells the whole story. Dude, it's so fucking funny. It's so good.
That's awesome.
Long story short, the giant Puerto Rican shows up.
I bet she does.
Oh, man, it was funny.
Speaking of comedians, good segue. I was listening to Greg Giraldo earlier this morning. I'm going to say something that's going to sound a little weird at first, but just let me explain, and it'll make sense.
Go on.
I'm glad he died.
Oof.
Before he could start making grumpy old man stand-up.
Oh, yeah?
Because he's really funny.
Super funny.
But I was listening to Midlife Vices, his second special.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is like right on the borderline of being grumpy old man.
What's wrong with being a grumpy old man?
It's fine. It's just boring. Because, like, I don't know. It all, like, a bunch of older comedians in the last few years have all put out specials called, like, Triggered or, something along that line, or Censored or whatever. And the whole premise for, like, an hour is that these young kids are fucking pussies and you guys are too sensitive and all that. And it just gets old. It gets old so fast.
What if that's just the stage of life they're in? Like 20-year-olds talk about their dick. There's no way around that because you haven't done anything. All you can talk about is your dick.
And that gets old too.
Yeah, it gets old. And then, it's just like as you become a 50, 60-year-old and inevitably the world changes around you, you got to go. I think every single 50, 60, 70-year-old is like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's just like this. That's just how like life works.
And I don't like it.
2 generations. Yeah, that's fine.
I just don't think it's funny.
Yeah, you don't got to listen to it.
And I don't mind. Like, I like comedians who talk about getting older. That part of it doesn't bother me. It's the part that, like, you guys don't understand. You guys are soft or whatever. And it's like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
This obviously speaks to somebody, but it's not me.
Yeah. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear?
I was listening to Matt Bronger before that, and all of his specials are incredible.
I like Matt Bronger.
Yeah. I think the last time I listened to him, he only had like 3, and now he's got like 6.
There's some people that just put him out so fast, like Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, yeah. He's one like almost every year.
He's got like 10. He's got so many. And I haven't watched him in forever. It's not like he's not funny. I just haven't watched him in forever.
He's kind of another one that kind of has like the same shtick every time, where I'm fat, I'm pale.
Hot pocket.
Yeah, I like to talk about food. And he's not unfunny. It's just that after a while I kind of get tired of that.
Yeah, I mean, tastes change. You got to find new people to, fit whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
That
being said, he's much funnier than we will ever be.
Oh, 100%. And he, I will guarantee you this, we aren't selling out fucking 30,000 seat arenas.
No. Fuck no.
We have 5 regular downloads. One is me. One's my fiance. I'm willing to bet one's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever our one fan is I looked at the stats. It's like, I think there was one in the UK or Russia. So it's almost 100% a bot.
Cool.
It's just a bot scanning podcasts.
It could be...
Whoever you are, we appreciate you.
It could be a Russian trying to learn English.
It could be a Russian trying to learn English.
Yeah.
Nizet. Snap this. Snoobledooble.
You just activated some Russian sleeper agent.
Yeah.
He was listening, and then his eyes went dead, and he broke everybody's neck.
He snapped his shadow family's neck. Oh, fuck. Do you ever think that was a thing? Like sleeper agents that were ready to go on like one-word commands?
No, that's purely science fiction. No,
I like to think so. Not like hypnotize. I just mean people who are deep undercover and they're waiting for. Yeah.
Okay, then yes, absolutely.
I don't mean like you'll just hear the word, Russian falafel one day, like something weird. You'll hear that and then just. I don't mean anything like that. I just mean so deep undercover that they're waiting for some, coded message.
Yes, 110%, absolutely. That has absolutely happened.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Like MK Ultra?
Well, we have proof of MK Ultra.
We do. We have the proof they wanted us to see.
The only reason we saw it was because it was misfiled and it was supposed to be purged.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think it came out during the Nixon administration.
Okay. Dude, Maddie and I have been watching Archer like the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. So fucking good.
I love Archer.
I forgot how many running jokes were in it.
Like
one of them
Brett
from
getting
Archer
shot.
Vice. Yes. So one of them from like Archer Vice kind of on is this one where they're like they debate between using literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do it and they'll pause. Archer will be like, Cyril, I will literally kill you. Something like he'll pause and think. And then Cheryl will be like, I will which one is it? And one of them will go figuratively. Figuratively, burn this place to the ground. And Mallory's like, don't you mean literally? She's like, yes.
I love where Cyril is learning to be a field agent, and they go into the jungles of South America.
Yeah.
And like Archer's explaining some stuff to him, and he like disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And Lana goes, "Where did he go?" He goes, "I don't know. I turned around literally for 1 second, and he was gone."
Yeah, it's great, and I love that he's like looking in the tree. She's like, "Are you looking for Predator?" Yes. You can't see him. He's invisible.
That's not true. He has a distinctive shimmer.
It's so good. And in the most recent episode that Maddie and I finished, it was Lana is testing Archer after the baby's born to see if he can be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as Lana leaves,
Kumail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani and Slater come in. And, they give him a whole story, whatever. And Kumail's character shoots Archer, and Archer gets the baby away, gives the baby to Pam, and Pam runs away gorilla style. Yeah. And Archer goes, I don't know these stories you've heard, but in those stories, I probably never had to hand over my baby to Aunt Pam, who's probably on her way to the roof so she can swat at biplanes. And it cuts to Pam opening the door on the roof, and she goes, what am I doing? This is the first place they'll look.
Yeah.
Runs back. Oh, it's so funny.
And I love that she has like a Bible verse tattooed on her back.
It's just like a super intense Bible verse. Like the
For
angel
I am
of
the
death
angel
or some
of
shit.
death or like some shit. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's super fucking metal. Oh, it's a good show.
But speaking of conspiracy theories, going back a little bit.
9/11.
Kind of. I saw a TikTok recently that I really liked that like ranked a hierarchy of conspiracy theories.
Okay, in terms of craziness, plausibility?
Craziness, basically. Okay. So at the bottom of this, it's shaped like a pyramid. So at the bottom of this pyramid is like stuff we know happened. Okay. Stuff we can prove happened. MK Ultra, stuff like that.
Okay.
The next highest level is just things we have questions about.
JFK.
JFK is the exact example.
Yeah, I figured.
Where it's like, we know it happened, We just don't necessarily know how or why, and there's no real definitive answer.
Right.
The next up on that list is like actual conspiracies, but they're not really hurting anybody. To believe in them, like Bigfoot.
Lizard people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, not lizard people. Lizard people's a couple rows up.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like Bigfoot, alien abductions, UFOs, that kind of thing. Where it's like, if you truly believe in this stuff, you're out there, but you're really not hurting anybody. You're not really doing any damage.
All right.
I think the next level up is where you get to like lizard people and stuff like that, where it's like you're fairly dangerous.
Shapeshifters, lizard people, one world government, that type shit.
New World Order is the level above that.
Oh, Jesus.
There is a like point of no return, basically.
Okay.
According to this one TikTok's theory, where it's like, once you cross this line, you are actively doing damage to society.
Flat earthers, one world government.
If you believe in them, if you believe in one of them, it's kind of predicated on believing in the rest of them. So QAnon is tied into this New World Order, which is tied into child pedophilia rings, which is tied into this and that and that. And by believing in them, you're actively doing damage to society and yourself. And there's like a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff up at that level.
Right.
And all
Jews
that.
run the world, banks, and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was really interesting. It's obviously not official in any capacity.
All right.
But it's a fun thought.
Moving off that, give me the craziest conspiracy you give credence to. So you don't necessarily have to believe all of it, but it's one where you go, all right, yeah, maybe.
The craziest one that I believe, I'm not really into conspiracy theories. Mostly, I like for there to be a logical set of evidence before I start actually believing in something. So the craziest one I give any kind of credence to is a theory that the JFK assassination was an accident.
Okay.
So let me expand on that.
Yeah.
Oswald was a shooter.
Okay.
And he did shoot at JFK's car.
Okay.
But we know that his target wasn't actually JFK. His target was the governor or whoever it is that was riding in front of him.
Right.
That's who he was really shooting
the shoulder,
at.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, basically, this theory says Oswald shot and hit the guy in the front, his target. JFK's Secret Service, who had been out drinking the night before, heard a shot.
Oh, you told me this.
Yeah, somebody lifted his rifle and it accidentally went off and killed the president. All of the evidence for this is so circumstantial.
Right.
It is not backed by any sort of empirical evidence at all.
It's just fun.
But the type of weapon that Oswald was using, I can't remember what it was, but it's like a bolt action.
Yeah.
So he has to pull back and do that. He could not possibly have fired the weapon as fast as people said they heard it.
Right.
That he could not have done it. It's impossible. The other thing is people on the ground said they smelled gunpowder. And if Oswald was in
the library on
the
like
second
the sixth floor.
Yeah, like the sixth floor of the book depository, they should not have been able to smell it. Another thing is, the Secret Service being out drinking the night before. They're going to be slower. They might still be drunk from the night before, so their aim's not great. They might be shaky, whatever the case may be. When they called it in over the radio or whatever, it wasn't like the president's been shot or whatever. What they said was there's been an incident.
Okay.
So the idea is one of the Secret Service agents lifted his rifle. Oh shit, the other thing was like the weapon Oswald was using, like the caliber of weapon wouldn't have been enough to do the damage to JFK that it did.
Right.
But the standard for Secret Service at the time was an M16 with a full metal jacket, I believe. And that
Sure. If you told me it was a rocket launcher, I would have believed you.
Whatever caliber that M16 fired could do the damage that you see done to Kennedy.
Right. I think this is more of the fun one because then you get into the weird stuff like where they're taking the body away on a stretcher and there's a perfectly intact bullet next to him, which makes no fucking sense. There's all the other crazy nonsense that goes into it with Jack Ruby and then him dying and, the list goes on. I like fun conspiracy theories that don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And this is one of them.
And the other thing that I really like about it is that it's not some sinister plot.
Right.
It's just a fuck up. Like a really bad fuck up.
Have you ever seen the clusterfuck of events that had to lead to Franz Ferdinand getting assassinated for World War One? For World War One to kick off.
They fucked it up the first time. He went to go get a sandwich and ran into him by chance or whatever it was.
It got fucked up like 4 different ways. This is like one of those ones where it's like 3 left turns make a right. And it's right. 3 left turns make a right. And it was like, the first gun didn't go off and he's like, fuck it. The second guy who was and that guy went to go get a sandwich. The second guy fucked up something and ended up killing himself with a cyanide tablet on accident. Or maybe he thought he was being chased and killed himself with a cyanide tablet. The convoy that was leading the Archduke fucked up their routing and forgot to block a street off or something and ended up turning down the wrong street, running into the first guy.
Yeah.
And the first guy's like, oh shit. It's incredible.
Do you remember the story of Andrew Jackson's attempted assassination?
The dude who walked up to him with a gun and it misfired. And so he went, oh shit, threw it away, pulled out a second gun, which also misfired.
And then Andrew Jackson proceeds to beat the fuck out of him with his cane, Old Hickory,
earning the nickname Old Hickory.
To the point where
other people were pulling him off.
People had to pull the president off this guy.
Mr. President, please don't kill this guy that tried to kill you.
Please stop. He's already dead.
It's incredible. I have that book that he used to write for Cracked.
Dan O'Brien
that he wrote, How to Fight the Presidents.
Mm-hmm.
It's a funny book.
I love that book.
It's incredible. I also love that in one of the preambles he goes, you'll notice all these presidents are dead because Googling Bill Clinton's weaknesses will get you on a list.
We'll get you on a no-fly list or something.
Yeah, it's like we'll get you on a list you don't want to be on.
I kind of hope he goes back and updates it once Jimmy Carter dies.
Yeah.
And he can update that. Well, Herbert Walker Bush is dead.
Yes, he is.
He hasn't updated that one yet.
I cannot believe Jimmy Carter's still alive.
He's 98. He just celebrated his 98th birthday.
So the funeral I was at, he was 98, and it was crazy where they're so he's getting a military funeral, which was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see. He fought in World War II.
Cool.
Fucking ancient. And he signed up when first chance he got.
So what you're telling me is he's Antifa.
Correct. Yeah, anti-fascist, yes.
Mm-hmm. That 98-year-old man was Antifa.
He was the embodiment of Antifa. That's right.
No, I'm sorry.
It's dead now.
I wasn't saying he was an anti-fascist. I'm saying he was Antifa.
He's it. Trump was right. It's gone now.
Yeah.
They took care of it. Fucking stupid. But anyway, he was born in 1922, and then in January 1942. So literally as soon as possible, he signed up for war, and he fought in the Pacific Theater, and he got shot in Guam, and got a Purple Heart and a bunch of cool stuff.
Okay, well, if he was in
Cajun
the
as fuck.
Pacific, if he was in the Pacific Theater, he may not have been anti-fascist necessarily.
Anti-imperialist.
Anti-imperialist, 100% for sure.
I keep kicking my camera. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Cajun as fuck where we were, and my fiance's side of the family, they are this weird ass blend of country white trash and like hood. It's so weird because like they talk with a Southern Cajun accent, but then they'll be like, I can't decide whether I want to raise my dually up 6 inches or low ride it all the way down to the street and put like 14-inch subwoofers inside of it. It's like, what?
No, yeah, that sounds like poor people in the South.
Yeah, it's an interesting blend. But I like them a lot. They make me laugh. They're a fun group of people.
Well, that's good, because they're about to be your family.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met, like, a girlfriend's family that I really liked. It's just varying degrees of, like, putting up with it. Although, that being said, I really do like Reagan's family.
That's good. I met Maddie's mom first because I coached the kickboxing class, and her mom was a student in that class.
And you originally wanted to date her mom, right?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure what you told me was the older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Oh, no.
And then when she said no to you, you were like, fine, I'll just fuck your daughter instead.
Oh, sweet Jesus. No. Oh, my. Older the berry, the sweeter the juice. At what point does it ferment and it becomes more of a wine?
I don't know. I'm not a poet.
Is there a
that.
middle ground? Like, do you get a fresh berry at 16, 17, whatever your preference is?
Don't get 16, 17. Don't do that.
That's not...
I do think
18?
I do think technically in the state of Texas, the age of consent is 16.
I believe it's 17.
Agree to disagree.
It doesn't matter. I don't go below 18. I don't like it. Anyway,
I don't go below 21.
To be honest, you're right. Have you spoken to like a under 20-year-old?
Not if I can help it.
It's just different, man.
Yeah, I'm not that much older than 18. It's not even like we're old.
We're not even like 40. We're 24.
Yeah, I'm 24, but there's still a lot of growing up that happens between 18 and 24.
I think it's just moving out. There's so many people that like haven't moved out and like tried to live on their own. And it was one of the things I hated most about college. When I first got to college, there were so many people who were like, I'm going back home, or I go home on the weekends. And people were like, what do you do? I'm like, this is my home now. I don't go back.
Yeah.
That's away. That's old.
And
I am now out.
The other thing is, like, at 18, you just don't have the perspective that you do in your 20s.
Yeah.
Because by, like, 21-ish, 22, you kind of realize, oh, I don't know as much as I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot more to learn, and your brain is still developing.
Yeah, if you're a healthy adult.
Yeah. Some people don't ever learn that fucking lesson.
Dude, while we were driving to basically Louisiana, and I live in Austin, so you get on 35, you go down, I think it's 71. The highway doesn't matter. The point is you get on I-10, and that goes from Florida to California. It goes across the whole southern U.S. And if you're not from Texas, you don't know what Buc-ee's is. And Buc-ee's is the shit. Buc-ee's is a giant-ass gas station with a sentient beaver that must run it all.
The titular Buc-ee.
The titular Buc-ee. And you walk in, and everyone goes, welcome to Buc-ee's. And
did you buy beaver nuggets?
I did not buy Buc-ee Nuggies or beaver nuggets.
I do like beaver nuggets.
They're good shit. Yeah. Anyway, It's a truck stop is what it is, but they don't. It's more of a gas station actually. I don't think
Yeah,
they
it's-
allow
it's
semi trucks.
Not really it's not really a truck stop, but it's big. Bathrooms are always clean. Like that's a big selling
That's their
point.
appeal. That's literally their thing.
Uh,
Is that the bathrooms are super clean and huge, just tons of urinals, tons of stalls, super clean. And if you can picture like a convenience store on steroids, it's a convenience store the size of Walmart.
You can buy Dom Perignon champagne. You can
I
buy
did not
like
know
a
that.
$200-$300 bottle of champagne and some beaver nuggets and
you-
a T-shirt that
If
says
you were
"I
white
love
trash
beavers" or
enough-
whatever.
If you
the
were
fuck.
white trash enough and lived in the middle of nowhere, you could 100% do all of your shopping at Buc-ee's. They have a deli inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
They sell barbecue. They certainly have all the conveniences like milk, eggs. They have, a lot of it will be like Bucky brand. Like I saw some mango habanero salsa that I really considered getting.
It's so bizarre, but I love it so much.
It's great. Anyway, between Austin and Beaumont, basically, there's like 5 Buc-ee's. There's
Hell
quite a few.
yeah.
And we stopped at one in Katy, Texas, which is southwest Houston.
Mhm.
And as we were pulling in, 2 Jeeps full of skinheads were flying flags bigger than the Jeep. American flag, Blue Lives Matter flag, Trump Train 2020 flag.
Gross.
And 2 of them. And as we're going in, I'm like, oh my God, we have to go in behind them. Because I looked at them and I went, I can guarantee they're not going to wear a mask in this Buc-ee's. And Maddie goes, I bet no one's going to say shit. And it's like, no, you don't say shit to these people. These are the crazy assholes who like open carry AR-15s.
You don't say anything to people not wearing a mask because we're like 6 months into wearing masks in
And they don't
public.
care.
And if you were gonna, you would. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
At this point, if
I
you're
don't,
not going to
like,
wear a mask, you're just not going to wear a mask.
You're not going to do it, which is whatever. We're not going to get into it.
It's bad. There's no
yeah.
other way to say it other than it's not good.
It's not good. And like, if you wanted to be like the government can't tell me what to do, that's fine. But a lot of these people want to go like out of their way to be obnoxious assholes about it. And it's like, whatever. There's no talking to these people. I will say the Trump campaign probably produces the funniest advertisements I've ever seen because his fans do not give a single solitary fuck about anything. Some people are like hooking up because everyone knows that like if you put up a Trump banner in your neighborhood, someone's probably going to tear it down. Same thing, you put up a Biden one, someone's probably going to tear it down. So people are like hooking them up to electric fences, which is hilarious. People put rat traps on the back of them, also hilarious. Or they'll shoot you with paintballs if you try and steal it. As we were driving, I texted you about this, and I wish I would have taken a picture, but I was already texting you about something else. It was a giant billboard. I'm talking the massive ones on the side of the road. And it said normal campaign stuff. Can't stop the Trump train, get out and vote, yada, yada, yada. Paid for by Chinese Texans for Trump.
That's a very specific group.
Dude, when I passed that, I went, that's a group? That's a real group? What is that? Are they organized?
Have you seen that picture that's like I forget where it is or what the context is, but it says like, there's a big banner that says like Black Republicans or something like that, and there's like 3 white people standing at the table.
Oh, it's so funny. The caption I saw was like, "Did you bring the black guy?"
I thought you were gonna bring him.
It's so good. So funny.
But I imagine it's one of those things where it's like it says Chinese Americans for Trump, but really
Chinese
it's like
Texans for Trump.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, Chinese Texans for Trump, but it's really like 6 white dudes.
Yeah, and one guy who's like quarter Filipino, and they're like, "You're Chinese, right?"
he's a quarter Taiwanese. And they're like, "You're Chinese, right?" And he's like, "Well, depends on who you talk to."
Yeah. Yes, China? Yeah. Oh, man. So we were listening to a podcast on our way back, and they started talking about something, and I had very strong opinions on it. And I want to know if you did too. And I feel like you will.
Probably. I have strong opinions on many things,
Talking
including things
during
I don't
a
know.
movie.
Ooh,
Talking
fuck
during a movie.
that.
Now-
Well, okay, hold on.
Yes. Okay, so I will explain like as I heard it, and then like what I thought. So the question was, like that was posed to these people was, my boyfriend hates when I talk during a movie, but I have questions. And then the boyfriend goes, if you just watch the movie, most of those questions will be answered.
Mhm.
It's like you're supposed to have those questions. The movie poses them to you, so you think about it, and then it gets answered.
Yes.
And she says, but I want to know now. And if it's a movie he's seen and I haven't, I want to ask what's going on. And I looked at Maddie and I went, fuck her. She's wrong. You do not talk during a movie. You don't look at your phone during a movie. I hate that. And I will say that's one of the benefits of these COVID movie theaters is there's like 8 people in there and there's no discounts. They're not doing student discounts. And it's kind of great because if you wanted to see the movie, you paid the $20 to go see this movie. You're not going to look at your phone.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that.
I went to go see Mad Max Fury Road for like the 6th time in theaters. 'Cause that movie's incredible.
It's good.
But the last time I went to go see it, this woman was texting through the whole thing, and not only that, had her brightness way the fuck up,
I hate that shit.
and had the flashlight go off every time she got an alert.
Oh, it's the worst.
And then as soon as the movie was over, as soon as credits rolled, she was out the door. I came this close to walking down there and just dumping her phone in my drink.
Oh my God,
I
dude.
was so mad at her.
Justin and I saw the RoboCop reboot, and there were
You
first
and
of
I
all, there
went to
were-
go see it too.
Did we?
Yeah, because it was like me, you, a couple of girls, and some guy.
There was that fight in the
Yeah,
front row.
they
or
almost got
a
into a fight. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was Justin, so it was me and you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they came in. First off, they came in through like the emergency exit. They did not come in through the stairwell, and they sat in the front 2 corner seats. And one of them was on their phone, like speakerphone, talking to someone. And then someone in the top started yelling at them, like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And it almost turned into a fight.
Oh yeah, because he had to be a real nerd and go get the like usher
Oh yeah.
to be like, they're talking during the movie.
Then the usher came in, and it was some fucking
It
poor
was
17-year-old
yeah,
who's like, "What
make
the
him minimum
fuck,
wage.
dude?"
Who's just like, hey, can you not make my job hard, please?
Yeah.
My job is stressful enough. I don't need to kick people out too.
You know how much cum I clean off these seats a day? Gallons.
More than you'd think.
But less than you'd hope.
No, exactly as much as you'd hope. Just less than you'd think.
So
But
yeah,
it's still an issue.
I can't talking during a movie. Like I don't want you to ask me questions. And the only exception, and the podcast we were listening to mentioned this, the only exception is if it's a movie you and your friends, so not strangers, you and your friends have agreed, like we're watching because it's silly. So like a horror movie or a goofy comedy, and we're going to or a movie we've each seen like 10 times, and we're going to interject with, what do you think filming that was like? Or who the fuck says something like that? It's when everybody's on the same page.
So I'll add a caveat to that.
Mhm.
I agree, but also your talking has to be quiet. If it's anything above a whisper, it's distracting and I hate it.
Yes.
But yes, absolutely. If it's a movie you're seeing as a goof or like you really don't care about and you want to
Yeah.
make comments during it, that's fine. Just don't talk above a whisper.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many
can't stand
movies
it.
you, me, and Justin saw where we were all talking to each other the whole time.
Yeah, but we don't interrupt anyone.
No.
We lean over to each other and we tell each other a joke, and it's like, what?
And then we
Or
try not to laugh.
Yeah, and then we try not to laugh. Like when I saw The Dark Knight Rises with Lane and Justin, and were you there?
No.
I saw it at midnight.
I don't think I was there. Because I think you guys saw a marathon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when we went to see it, and Bane breaks Batman's back, and Batman fixes it with a swift left hook to the spine in a cave. And Justin's laughing, and I went, "Is that not how it happened in the comics?" He goes, "No." And I went, "He didn't fix it with cave therapeutics?" And he goes, "No." How did he fix it? Months of recovery and
it was
doctors,
like surgery and physical therapy.
Yeah, months of grueling physical therapy. I'm like,
Man, Dark Knight Rises has a lot of problems, but one of those is not Tom Hardy.
No, Tom Hardy's Bane is great.
He's awesome, and then he has a few like monologues that are really good. The one in the beginning where he's like,
"Oh, you.
If you take that thing off, will you die? It would be extremely painful. You're a big guy. You can handle it.
Take it
for you." And then that's a good one. But then the other one is when he's talking to Batman in the prison, and he's basically telling him like, "I need to break you and the people of Gotham, and to do that, I need to show you a little bit of hope, and then take it away. But you can't die yet." And the exact line that I fucking love is, "When Gotham is ash, then you have my permission to die."
Yeah,
it's like,
good.
That's a good monologue.
It's good. So yeah, because we've talked during movies plenty of times to poke fun at it. God, what was it? Oh, has nothing to do with movies actually. I was thinking of Transformers 5, The Last Night, and where Harriet Tubman is a guardian of Transformers.
I forgot about that.
Glossing over it. So Harriet Tubman's a guardian of Transformers, whatever, which led me to thinking about the Underground Railroad, which leads me back to Archer, because when they're in Archer Vice, they're in Cheryl's mansion.
Oh, yeah.
And in one of the episodes, they're like, "What's with all these secret passages?" Or no, it wasn't that. It was like, "Oh, well, there's all the underground tunnels. My great-grandpa tried to intercept the Underground Railroad because he thought it was a literal railroad." Yeah. And it's like, I want to say it had something to do with like wearing ghost masks and trying to scare them. They're like, they kind of gloss over it. And they bring up the tunnels later, and they're like, "How did he afford this?" It's like, "Oh, it bankrupted him. He spent all of his fortune trying to do this." And they're like, "Oh, God." And they make some comment. And then as a throwaway, she goes, "And the weird part is, it was like 1890. Just like, it's so good. And it's like a throwaway line. She's like, "And the weird part is, it was like 1890. So funny.
I love Archer so much.
It's so good. But yeah, I can't deal with, the only worst thing I think is when you try and show somebody a movie, and like you guys agreed, you're going to watch a movie and you try and show it to someone and you're like, "This one's good and I think you'll like it." And then they are on their phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Amy used to do that shit and I hated it.
I have a really bad habit. If I'm watching a movie at home, I have a really bad habit of checking my phone during the movie. Now, if I'm out at a theater, absolutely no problem.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm a decent human being and I know not to check my phone.
Because you're not you're not Antifa?
I'm not, well...
Anti-Film Association?
Oh, then yes.
Okay.
But no, I even, like, I know a lot of people silence their phones. I turn mine off completely during movies. And the thing is, we've had cell phones for so long.
There are kids now, let's see, I'm just going to go with smartphones. 2008 was the first iPhone. So there are kids now who are about to go into high school who are younger than the iPhone.
The iPhone has been around as long as they've been alive.
Yeah.
But cell phones as like a popular piece of technology have been around, let's say 20 years.
Yeah.
Where like in the early 2000s it wasn't like prohibitively expensive, like middle class people could afford one.
Yeah, we're talking in the realm 15, 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And some people still don't know to turn their ringers off. Some people, obviously people use them during movies.
As tech has gotten like better, a new gripe I have, and I saw it multiple times like throughout the Buc-ee's that we stopped at, and I've seen it 100 times in Walmart's, Targets, HEBs. FaceTiming in public in a store.
I hate it. Or people on speakerphone in public.
Speakerphone walking around like this. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're not talking about, hey babe, what else was on the list? It's like they're talking about their day.
Yeah, and so Tony just found out he's got cancer, and he's like, and it's like, dude, you really don't want to put this in like a more private mode?
Saw someone in Buc-ee's and they were walking around with their phone like this, and I looked at Matt and went, fucking dipshits on speakerphone. And then I passed him and I saw he was FaceTiming. It was like looking up and I could see the other guy's face. I'm like, what the fuck? You're FaceTiming in a public place. What are you doing?
The only time FaceTiming,
if you're showing someone something.
Yes, it's like, okay, there's like 6 different brands of potato chip or whatever. It's like, did you want this one, or this one?
Yeah.
That's the only time. And that's a brief conversation.
So quick.
That's like 45 seconds max.
Dude, it's insanity. I don't get it. Are you about to fart? There's no way your mic's going to pick it up.
No, it didn't get picked up.
I saw it, so it was for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the people that watch this on YouTube are going to see too.
Yeah. We got that set up. I've been doing that a lot while I work.
You want to hear a joke my dad used to tell?
I do.
You know why farts stink?
Why?
So deaf people can enjoy them too.
I like it. That's a cute dad joke.
It's good. Apparently, to say things like to fall on deaf ears, apparently that's ableist. To fall on deaf ears, to turn a blind eye.
Shut up. I'm done with it, man. I'm real done with it.
I just think that's a little extreme.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like being told like old proverbs that are not offensive are suddenly offensive.
Well, they're not offensive to you.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that matters.
Well,
I am God King.
I'm not gonna stop saying stuff like that until somebody says, hey, that kind of makes me uncomfortable. And then I won't say it around them.
Yeah, even then, it's like, all right, just around you. Just like how I still call Caitlin Bruce to my buddies, but when me and Caitlin hang out in public, I call her Caitlin.
But to her face, I call her Caitlin.
To her face, I call her Caitlin and she and they and her pronouns. And to my friends, I say, look at that fat fucking tranny.
Ooh.
That didn't feel good to say. It was for the lols, but it still made me cringe.
Here too. I got news for you.
It was for the lols, but it made me cringe.
But also, fuck her. She voted for Trump.
Yeah, weird. I don't get how you can be the face of basically the transgender movement and then be like, oh, I'm a Republican and gays shouldn't be married. I just think marriage should be between a man and a woman. It's like, what?
Yeah, the mental gymnastics you have to do to make all that work out.
The mental gymnastics you have to do to call yourself a Democrat or Republican. It's insane. The modern parties have gotten so bananas.
I don't want to talk about politics too much because I feel like there's enough politics out in the world.
We don't got to get into the weeds.
But I will say I'm like borderline an anarchist at this point. Just fuck it, burn it all down. I'm tired of it.
Like a phoenix rise from the ashes?
No, just burn it.
Go to Burning Man.
No.
No?
I don't do psychedelics, so Burning Man is just not for me.
That's fair. I've never been to Burning Man, but
It's because you don't do psychedelics.
that's true. It's because I hate dirty hippies. Maddie has a friend who's a dirty hippie. I love her. She's great. However, it's okay if women don't want to shave their armpits.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck you. That's
It's not for you.
I have a personal preference that it's like that. I'm never going to tell someone they have to look a certain way. I won't date you, though. It's not going to happen.
I have something like kind of similar, and I fully acknowledge that like it's my problem.
Yeah.
And that like it doesn't matter to anyone but me.
I don't like fat chicks.
No, not that.
Oh, no, that was for me.
I personally do not like girls that wear a lot of makeup.
That's fair.
But again, it's like, that's for them.
Yeah, they want to do it, and that's fine.
That's
it's
fine.
100% fine.
I'm not saying nobody should do it. I'm just saying, personally, I don't think that's a good look.
I'm allowed to have preferences.
The thing...
I'm allowed to find attractive what I find attractive.
The thing that I hate
just like
more than
to
anything...
change your face however you want.
The thing I hate more than anything are women that, like, shave their eyebrows and then draw them back on. That drives me nuts, and it shouldn't. It makes me so irrationally angry, I hate it.
You know what irrational anger I have?
Tell me.
Long ass acrylic nails.
Yeah,
when I
don't
see
love that
it, I'm like,
either.
how do you function? Because I see them like holding their phone like this, and they type like that, and it's like I don't find it that attractive. First off, I like fingers in my ass, and that's not cool.
Yeah,
like not with that.
And that would be like being fingered by Wolverine.
Yeah, and it's like I don't get the. I know you like its like physical appeal, but like it seems like such a hindrance to me that it's like I can't get behind it. It's such an irrational anger I have.
Yeah, I don't love it either.
Sticking in the political sphere, but not in the way you think. I'll
put it in your political sphere.
That's right, baby. I have a would you rather.
Okay.
Would you rather receive a 1-hour massage by Joe Biden, or would you rather partake in a 1-hour BDSM session with Mike Pence? Now, just for you.
Hold on, in the Mike Pence situation, do I get to be the dom or the sub?
We're going to start with you're the dom, but that means he's in control. He's a power sub.
That's not how that works.
So he tells you what he wants, and then you have to do it to him. These are your men.
That's not
okay,
not
fine.
how that
He's
works.
the dom. I don't care.
Well, if he's the dom, no, because I don't want to be a sub.
All right. Well, fine. He's the sub, but you have to do it for the whole hour. And you can't just torture him. You can't just cat and nine tails him. There has
But some people like that.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He wants gentle prostate massages.
So he wants me to like mix it up a little bit.
Light choking, and you can't see me because I'm sharing my screen. And light ball tugs.
A little bit of CBT.
Yeah, that's right. He will also be in a sex swing suspended from the ceiling.
Ooh.
Which man?
And the other one was an hour-long massage from Biden.
Yeah, naked.
Oh.
On a table.
No,
up.
I'm gonna dom Mike Pence.
Yeah?
You're
gonna dom Mike Pence?
I don't trust Joe Biden to not try to slip something in. You know what I mean? He's gonna try to slip his tongue in my ear at the very least, and I'm not gonna be cool with that. So yeah, I'll like whip Mike Pence for a little while, sure. Kick him in the nuts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand cock and ball torture, man.
Not a fan.
There's a lot of kinks that I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. cock and ball torture is probably one of the biggest. What if she wants to buy one of those ovipositor dildos?
What?
Oh, have you not seen this?
No, what's an ovipositor?
So it's a dildo that will put eggs up in you.
Oh!
Some people are way into it.
Oh!
And then you push them out.
What?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean push them out?
Just what I said. You push them out.
Oh!
Look it up.
No!
All right, I'll look it up.
No!
I'll share my screen and make you look at it.
Oh, sweet, merciful Jesus.
Okay, Firefox. We're going to go into private mode.
Yeah, good idea.
I don't want that on my search history. We're going to go to Pornhub. If I look up ovipositor, that might be too specific. That's like a 3-syllable word. And I don't think most horny people can spell that.
I gotta be honest, I don't like what you're doing.
Here we go. Ovipositor. Yeah, here we go.
No.
Oops.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can't show this on YouTube, by the way.
100% no.
Play, damn it. I'm tired of just looking at her vagina. Ugh, old pussy finder.
Oh my god, make it stop.
Oh, this laptop's so slow. Yep, here we go. She's putting them in.
I gotta be honest, my guy, I don't like this.
Anyone who says they do is lying.
Oh. I am...
Whoop, there it goes. It's in.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Oh, here comes another one.
Oh no!
Whoop.
Whoop. Oh my god, it just disappears! Dude, I gotta find the video Maddie and I found the other day.
Oh,
this guy
is she gonna push it out now?
If you've ever seen Mr. Hands...
Oh, here it is. Boop.
Oh!
Boop. Okay, we're done with that.
Sweet titty fucking Christ.
Don't bring him into this. He has nothing to do with this.
He has nothing to do with this. Oh my god. Why can't I get my webcam to work? My camera died, so I'm trying to switch to my webcam.
Uh-oh. I guess that's as good a place as any for your webcam to stop.
Yeah, we'll call it good. I'll figure that out later. We've been going for an hour 5.
All right, that's a good time to call it an episode.
Yeah, I think it is. Where can people find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch. I have not started streaming yet. As soon as I get my PC back, I'm going to try it.
Nice.
But you can find me at Twitter and Twitch at copper_falcon.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Michael Van Ant. You can just start typing my name. When you run out of characters, you'll find me. I occasionally post jokes. You can follow the podcast on YouTube, Flirting Failure. Flirting with Failure. Yes, that's what we are. Flirting with Failure. We are starting to add some video to these. What else? You can also email the podcast at flirtingfailure@gmail.com. Send us your emails.
Email us if you've ever tried, let's call it water sports.
Water sports!
Yeah, if you've ever done that, let us know how it went. Or if you like it, tell us why.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Let's see, if you found us on YouTube, you can find us basically wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you get podcasts, you can get our dumpster fire of a show.
I mean, calling it a show is being generous, I think.
It's really just two buddies talking shit.
Yeah, you can form a parasocial relationship with us that way.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, I guess
Talk
that's
to you later,
it.
buddy. Bye.
Deuces.